Welcome to Trinity Pasadena Kids Corner. My name is Frances and I am going to be your host. Each week we're going to share a Bible story, do a fun craft, and say a prayer. Let's get started. Last week for the craft, we made a paper burning bush. Here we have some photos that were sent in from our viewers. We have Alma's burning bush, Gabriel's burning bush, and Alyssa's burning bush. I can almost feel the heat. Great job, you guys. Today, we are going to talk about how listening is an important part of learning. For the craft, we are going to color and compose a young Jesus in the temple. For the supplies, you will need 2 coloring sheets, either crayons or markers, or both if you like, scissors, and tape. You can pause the video now to gather your supplies, or you can pause at the end of the story. Now it is time to hear the story of a young Jesus in the temple. Today I'm reading the story of a young Jesus visiting the temple. I am reading from the Bible. This is Luke chapter 2, verse 41 through 51. Now every year his parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up as usual for the festival. When the festival was ended and they started to return, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. But his parents did not know it. Assuming that he was within the group of travelers, they went a day's journey. Then they started to look for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem to search for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, "Child, why have you treated us like this? Look, your father and I have been searching for you in great anxiety." He said to them, "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" But they did not understand him, what he said to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them. His mother treasured all these things in her heart. I hope you enjoyed that insightful story about a young Jesus in the temple. Now it is craft time. You can pause the video here to gather your supplies if you haven't already done so. All right, it is time for David to show you how to color and compose a young Jesus in the temple.
Hi, my name is David. Today's craft will be Jesus in the temple when he was 12. The things you'll need for this are scissors, some tape, markers and crayons, and the 2 coloring sheets. First, color the temple, plus the picture of the people in the temple. This is my colored temple. I am now going to color the people in the temple. These are my finished coloring sheets for the temple. Next, we want to cut the base off and then cut up the doors and the top, but leave them connected on the sides. Now we will tape the temple people on the backside of the temple. And make sure you can't see any of the pink on the little picture. And the doors are sort of aligned on them. So now that the temple is glued or taped to the other page where the people are, you should get the doors and fold them back and then crease them. And then fold them back so they can open and close. This is today's prayer. Please pray with me. Thank you for sending your Son, Jesus Christ, who lived the perfect life and teaches us to be wise. Help us to grow in our relationship with God and become more like Jesus. Amen.
Thank you for joining us at Trinity Pasadena Kids Corner. Next week, we're going to talk about how to respond when you feel tempted to do something that you know you shouldn't. For the craft, we are going to color a picture of Jesus in the desert when he was tempted. The supplies you need include a coloring sheet. As always, the link is in the description below. Some crayons and markers, or you can use both, whatever you want to use to color that picture. And remember, when you finish this week's craft, please have a parent or a helper take a picture and send it on in to us at Trinity Pasadena so we can share it at the beginning of next week's episode. This week we learned that listening is a very important part of learning. You should always listen to people. Be open to hearing their ideas. And if you listen without thinking about what you're going to say in response, you may learn something new. And always remember how you feel when people don't listen to you. That frustrating feeling of knowing you have something you want to share. So always pause and listen. Listen to hear and listen to learn with an open heart. Just as those in the temple learned from a young Jesus, people can learn from young folks like you too.